Throwing frag.
So dudes, welcome to another Operator How-To. Today we're going to take a look at Mute, resident Best Buy employee and a member of your local geek squad. Mute is a 2-speed anchor without an ACOG, but he has a shotgun, so...
Stop whining!
Mute carries the power of Cisco systems that can jam the signals of a wide variety of attacker electronics. But perhaps the concept that you're most familiar with is its ability to jam enemy drones and make them effectively useless until you get rid of the jammer itself.
We've been spotted.
Oh wait, I'm Mute, lol.
10 seconds.
Activating jammer.
Got it. You'll know you've been jammed when your drone gets all. Mute's gadget, a Comcast router, is useful as an intel and hard breach denial tool. It can stop drones in their tracks. It can also prevent the breaching of hard walls, as the radius this thing covers is capable of reaching up to 2 walls next to each other, and a couple meters above it, but not below it. If you've ever watched your friendly Mute climb on top of a box like a spider monkey to put down a jammer, he was doing that to jam the hatch above it. Your two most obvious cases of this are the kitchen hatch on Clubhouse and that main hatch on Oregon. This up-down radius that you can use to jam enemy stuff is very important, because you can hide the jammers in corners to keep them from getting zapped by your counter. Twitch. For example, I can place a jammer in front of this drone hole to prevent drones from getting through to the garage, right?
No! Bitch!
Twitch can zap it out. If you move it just a little bit over to the side, you get to protect the jammer. So try to place the jammer as close as you can to the door frame without exposing it. Anyone can put a Mute jammer on a wall, but once you start getting creative with them by placing them adjacent to stairways, drones will go up them and get caught without even knowing you put your jammer there in the first place. Mute is also a direct counter to AIDS meta. Lion, Decabi, and Jackal obviously all get along with each other pretty well, and we know this. But fortunately for you, you can make their lives a little more difficult with the introduction of...
You're about to get...
Okay, it's happening!
They're watching that window.
Here's the jam!
And you won't have to worry about Decabi calls or Lion pings. If you get called by Decabi, you can forcibly hang the phone on her by running into the radius of your Mute jammer. How do you know that you're getting the benefits of the Mute jammer? A little icon is going to show up in the blue right there, so you never need to guess again. If you're in a 4v5 and the enemy smells blood in the water, it's probably a good idea to bring Mute. Let's talk guns.
I'm gonna run out.
She won't expect this one. She didn't expect it. Mute's arsenal has changed considerably since vanilla. There wasn't really a point in running the shotgun on this guy until he got an SMG-11. Old school Mute mains ran the MP5K, a gun that shares nearly identical characteristics with Smoke's FMG-9. Compensator or flash hider are just fine with the MP5K. No, there's nothing wrong with using the MP5K either. It's going to give you medium range fighting capability, and it's considerably easier to use than the SMG-11 if you're not comfortable with it. But the big boys will try to bring a shotgun with the SMG-11 serving as their longer range weapon, and the reason for that is two things: utility and this. One pump and done, just like your girlfriend. Just kidding. Siege players don't have girlfriends. Having a shotgun is kind of like the opposite of having an ACOG. Instead of holding an angle from super far away and getting a free headshot kill, you hold an angle as close as you possibly can, wait, and blast them. If you're caught between using your SMG-11 and your shotgun, you should ask yourself this question: can I one-shot a dude from here?
ほう、向かってくるのか。逃げずにこのディオに近づいてくるのか。せっかく祖父のジョセフが私のザワールドの正体を試験終了チャイム直前まで問題を解いている受験生のような必死こいた気分で教えてくれたというのに。
近づかなきゃてめえをぶちのめせないんでな。
If the answer is yes, then you're good. If not, just sit tight with your SMG-11 and aim for the head. I run it with a flash hider. It's a difficult weapon to use for newer players, but luckily for you, if you're getting into the game right now, there's never been a better time to get good with machine pistols because they've reduced the visual recoil kick that it gives. The recoil pattern isn't any different, but the screen's gonna shake a little bit less. This applies to the SMG-11, the SMG-12, and the bearing. If you're an aimer, this gun is amazing. Its DPS is ridiculously fast. And on top of it, it's a headshot machine. You absolutely should take advantage of the fact that you have a shotgun should the opportunity arise, because unless there's a maniac on the other team with one, you have an inherent one-shot and done advantage without having to aim for the head. Stairways and doorways make your playstyle into that of the patient trapdoor spider. It's anchoring, but really up close and personal.
Shit.
I don't run a laser sight on shotguns on defense, just because that kind of defeats the purpose of not being known. You can honestly run the M590 without any attachments at all. The ring sight on this thing is nice enough. It's a very clear sight picture. If you still want to run like a hollow or something, knock yourself out. If the idea of running a shotgun on defense sounds like fun to you, Smoke and Mute are your guys. Mute also has a nitro cell. If you get really good with C4 and frag grenades in this game, they're free. Just free kills, guys. Something I notice a lot of people do when they see someone on their cameras, whether that's a Valk or just an anchor playing on the default cameras, is that they'll see somebody and then they'll throw the C4 right away as fast as they can in order to try to get the kill. There's nothing wrong with that approach, but if you don't have a C4 prepped already, the thing about it is that the enemy attackers can hear that C4 rip if they're paying attention. It's better to kind of nestle yourself in a safe spot, and with Mute, you can keep yourself from getting droned pretty easily because of your jammers. It's better to sit in a safe spot once you know that the enemy is going to enter a certain part of the map, and then wait for audio cues, and then throw the C4.
Yeah, one's already north side of trade board, but north and south side. Oh no, it's getting my cam.
Gregor, you're mean.
Mute setups are mostly map knowledge. If you're serious about playing Mute competitively, I would look at some Mute setups online. There's tons of them. I'll leave a link to a search query here on YouTube. Be mindful of Twitch, IQ, and last but not least, the angry man. If this video raised your IQ, and it should, Mute was a graduate of Cambridge University after all. Be sure to share it with your friends to fix their internet as well, and switch to Xfinity today. Haha, just kidding. The only reason I have Comcast is just because it's the only fucking thing out here. Coming up next is your boyo Goyo with a fiery deployo. Stay tuned for that. I'm going on a camping trip this weekend, so no stream this Saturday, but I will be streaming Friday. Got it? Deuces.
Plenty.